Hi, so I thought I'd talk about relationships and my personality type. So I'm going to break it down and try to be brief as best I can. So again, I'm an INTJ and an Enneagram 5. And I'm not trying to say, I don't think I'm above anybody. I don't think I'm perfect at all. In fact, if anything, I give guys too many chances. I accommodate too much. And I need to have boundaries from the start, because if I don't, they run over me and take advantage of me. And I'm not putting up with that crap anymore. So, go back to, let's see here. So I'm an INTJ and an EnneagramType5. And I was in a relationship, a long on-off relationship with a guy that was an ENFP. And I'm not sure about his Enneagram completely. I think maybe he might have been an Enneagram type 8. It's possible he was an 8. He was definitely an ENFP though. He even took the test, so my suspicions were right. He was an ENFP, and he was bang on that. So, and we got along really well. Really well. Like, he understood me really well. But he was toxic. He didn't treat me well. He was abusive, and he was extremely obsessed, and he was controlling, and he was an incredibly good-looking man. He looked like Orlando Bloom, and we got that a lot. Anytime we'd go out, people would say, you look like Orlando Bloom to him a lot. He was a good-looking guy, or is, maybe. I don't know. I haven't talked to him since 2014, so who knows. But he, good-looking guy. He went to West Point, and really intelligent, very intelligent. He was on the dean's list for West Point, and he was a captain in the Army. And he flew helicopters that were like $1 billion equipment, and just super smart. He was also a musician. And so when he was medically discharged out of the military, and he never served overseas. He was always here in America. So he would train the guys that would have to go to Iraq. So he was always here stateside. But he... So when he was medically discharged, he really didn't have anything to do with his time. So he drank a lot, and he became a musician, but he just did not have the structure that he needed, and he was very, very toxic. And so, and he was my next door neighbor. And then I moved, and he started coming to the places that I would frequent, and so I had to change up my life and my schedule. And it took me actually moving and getting the hell out of the city for him to stop, and not knowing where I lived anymore, and just changing everything, all my patterns. So so that he would have to stay out of my life, because he would keep coming in and out of my life, and it was too much. So that was a long on-off, and that was 7 years. And then I met up with another ENFP, and he was just completely cute, just adorable. And he was ENFP and an Enneagram type 3. And we got along really well. We would giggle in the middle of the night. We had a great relationship, but he wasn't over his ex-wife, and he had just gotten through a divorce and had 2 kids. So I told him he needed to get his life sorted and go live with his parents and deal with his kids. So broke up with him and never heard from him again, and that's okay with me. I mean, I really, really was infatuated with him, but he wasn't the greatest guy either. And so after that, really didn't date much. And then a year later, maybe it was 2 years later, I met an ENTP who is a lawyer, and I don't know what it was, but he didn't believe me about my age. And while I was in the bathroom, he went through my purse and took out my wallet and looked at my driver's license. So I found that incredibly intrusive and freaking rude as hell, and clearly lacking in boundaries. You don't just go through a woman's purse and rummage through their shit, Why would I lie about my age? you know? So I was completely honest about it, and he doesn't believe me, and so he goes through my stuff. Okay. And so I guess he's still into me, and he tried to play games and make me jealous and talked about other women. And so anytime a guy does that, I'm immediately put off because I don't like games. And hey, if the grass is greener on the other side, go for it. I'm not holding you back. You want that greener grass? You want to see if she's better than me? You want to see if she's better at kissing, better at fucking, better at intellectual conversation and depth and better personality? By all means, go for it, you know? But don't come back because I'm not interested at that point. You've lost my respect and you've lost my trust. And so a guy has to be extremely special to me for me to take him back. And if he does try to come back to me, it better be sincere, and it better be not because you got dumped by another chick. And it better not be because you dated a girl and she wasn't as good as me or whatever your excuse is. You better be coming back with, I am so sorry that I fucked up and I messed up this relationship. Here's flowers and I'm going to take you out and we're going to have a great time and a great date. You better fucking step up, and you better like really show me that you are worth me taking back. Because if you already treated me in a shitty way, I'm not going to forget that. And if you know, obviously are playing the field, I'm going to be aware of that too. I'm not stupid. I'm not naive. I am able to see through behavior patterns. And if a guy is doing that, like I said, you better be really special to me and really damn sincere, and you better have a really fucking amazing apology with flowers and a good date planned to take me out, and not having it a fucking free ass date at my house or whatever you're planning, or a Netflix date or whatever. It better actually be a legit date, and legit, I am so sorry for fucking up and losing you because you're not worth losing. So if a guy doesn't value me like that, fuck him. I don't have time for that. I'm not going to waste my time. Life is short. So if all I get is, I missed you, I did this one girl and blah blah blah, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what happened between the time of me and you and whatever you did. So yeah, I hate it when guys do that. I don't take them back, and they get upset about that. But I'm not playing games. And like I said, if you're indecisive and you can't make up your mind on what you want, that's not my problem. I'm not going to deal with that. And on the other hand, I've had an ESFJ, and he was really cute. He looked Chinese, but he told me he was Filipino. And he was funny, but then he started like all the time talking about sex and joking about sex and talking about sex. And he also talked excessively about drinking. And he asked me if I was having like a stressful day at work, and I said, yeah, it's very stressful. And so he was like, well, why don't you just drink after work? And I was like, okay, you are not the guy for me. I'm not going to be told to drink to deal with how stressful work is. You know, that's not something I'm going to do. I'm not going to numb my emotions because work was bad. That's not going to happen. So I'm going to deal with it straight on. And I might get depressed, but I'm going to let myself feel depressed, and then I'm going to get over it. And so, and in that depression time, it depends on the person and what level they are in my inner circle of relationship. If you're not in my inner circle and you contact me and I'm depressed, I'm not going to contact you back. I'm depressed. You're not in my immediate thoughts. If you're a past relationship or friend that's not even a close friend, like I said, it really depends on if I really reach out a lot or not. And it takes a lot of energy. So I'm going to use more of that energy, because I'm depressed, on focusing it on work and getting work completed so that I can pay my bills. So guys are going to be last, and guys that are not putting me as important are definitely going to be last. So that's just how it is. So then I didn't meet, but was talking to an ENFJ, and the ENFJ guy was really like pushing immediately for me to talk to him and have a relationship. And I was like, whoa, that's a red flag. Anytime a guy pushes for an immediate relationship, it usually shows there's something for him to hide. And that doesn't surface until 6 months after you're already trapped. No thanks. So he was pushing for me to get off the dating app and wanting to immediately have a date and immediately talk on the phone and not get to know me. And I confronted him on all that. I said, there's so many red flags with this. Why are you trying to push me to get off an app? You just met me on this app. I've only been on this app for, X amount of time. And it hasn't been but a couple months on this app. So I don't know why you're pushing for me to get off. And the other app my son talked me into getting, I've only been on it for like a day. And that's where I met this ENFJ guy. So literally a day. And this guy is trying to push me to get off of it. So I was like, no, I'm not going to delete this app because you said so. And I'm not going to do whatever it is that you're wanting. It's my life. And I haven't even met you to know if I want a relationship with you or not yet. And you're already making up your mind, but I haven't made up mine. You can't dictate what I'm going to do. So after that, I was just like, done. And then this other guy now, he's also an ENFJ, and he's pushing for an immediate relationship too. And I keep putting the brakes on him, and I told him, I'm not in a rush to go out on a date with you. I'm not in a rush to do anything. He pushed to talk on the phone. We eventually did, and we've been talking. But he likes to talk like so much. And he is high energy, and I get that he has like a really like strong crush on me and stuff, and he really likes me. But he's wearing me down. He's just wanting to talk so much. Like in one day, he wanted to talk for a long time, 3 times in one day, 3 times. I can't do that. If it's in short bursts and the conversation's not long, and if the person isn't high energy to where I'm drained, I can handle it. And if it's not constant shallow, or if I'm not feeling like I'm putting in, like I want to get to know a guy, and I want to get to know what happened in their prior relationship, because that's important, because it will show what's going to happen in my relationship with the guy. But a lot of stuff he's said already is clear red flags and making me want to go ahead and delete him. So he showed my picture to his dad and said his dad approves, and I'm like, okay, we haven't even been on a date yet. And he called me his girl, and I'm like, I'm not your girl. We're talking on a dating app, and we're talking on the phone, and that's it. We haven't met in person, because I am not ready for that. I'm not going to be rushed. And yeah, it's really weird. So he was talking about his ex-wife, and he said she's a pathological liar. And I was like, so if you could tell she was a liar when you met her, why did you meet, why did you keep dating her? Why did you marry her, for crying out loud? So, I could tell that he said he saw something good in her. And I get that, because I've done that with ignoring red flags and wanting to see the good in somebody and still pursue a relationship even though there's clear red flags. So I understood that. But at the same time, he was calling her a pathological liar and started getting into the whole stuff about their drama about kids and about their lack of sex and all this kind of stuff, and her childhood stuff that's not my business. And so I'm listening to this going, this is not my business. I feel like he's using me as a counselor. I feel like that's a guy texting me again. He texts me constantly throughout the day. Like, I have chores and stuff to do, and I've told him that. I'm like, during the daytime, I work 8 to 5, and I don't, I get a lunch break and I could text, but I can't constantly text you throughout the day and then text you all night. I mean, I can't do that. I've got stuff to do, and then I have to, like, have time after work to relax. Like, the only time I made an exception to not do that and relax after work, especially as stressful as it is, was that final date I had with the INFJ. And that's because I knew he wasn't going to drain me emotionally because he was so guarded. But his personality type wasn't like that. He was thoughtful and considerate. Like I said, he gave me a massage on my neck and stuff, and try to be a little bit thoughtful, but he was the only one I made the exception for to not put in a stipulation of I have to have an hour or 2 hours downtime after work for me to get my energy back. He's the only one. For this guy, he doesn't get it. He's like, he gets it, and he like understands my personality and understands me, but at the same time he'll like, it's like he forgets because it's like all he thinks about is his need of needing to talk to me and his need of wanting to hear my voice and all that kind of stuff and text me and stuff. And then the guy constantly sends me like selfies, like constant selfies, constantly. I'm like, okay, I know what you look like. I don't need another picture of you. And it's hard because complete opposite of the INFJ guy, he never sent me a picture. He like responded to me with one-word answers, and at first he was like really into me that first week, and was on time for the first date, like early 15 minutes. And after that, he didn't respect my time and would show up like super late. Like one time he didn't come over till like 10 o'clock at night. And then the last time we saw each other, he was supposed to come over at 6, and he was super late and came over late and then rushed out of here like his pants were on fire. I was like, fuck, what did I do that he wanted to rush out so fast? But, and it wasn't me. Like I said, I did do that. When he, ghosted me, I took full blame and said it must be something about me, must be me. And I got totally dark and depressed, and I'm not going to keep doing that because I grew up being told over and over and over, you're stupid, you're evil, you're going to hell, you have a black heart, you're going to go to hell. I got told that constantly, and I'm not going to keep beating myself up and taking blame. That's not my blame when somebody else needs to be accountable. So, but with this ENFJ guy, yeah, he was talking about his wife was a pathological liar when they were first dating. And then he seems to want to constantly impress me, which I get, guys do that. But I've caught him in a couple of like white lies. So I confronted him on it immediately, and he, I could tell he got uncomfortable and then was like, oh, she's keeping up with me and can remember. Yes, I can. I keep up with conversation. I'm a good listener, unlike most people. And I don't forget details. And I did not forget any of the stuff he had just told me out of his own mouth. So, but yeah, he is wearing me the hell out. He wants to talk constantly, wants to text constantly showing me selfies or sending me selfies and pushing to meet immediately and have a date. And I get that he wants to have a relationship, and he was married to this lady for 17 years. Another red flag. They separated for the past 3 years, and they only just legally divorced not even a month ago. So I'm just like, and he said he's been dating all this time and looking for a relationship, and he feels like that I'm it. And I'm like, how can you say that I'm it? You don't even know me. We've talked, on the phone and text, and you've got pictures of me, and that's it. You haven't met me in person. You haven't been around me for a while. How can you know I'm it? I don't understand when guys do that. You know, when they feel like they know I'm the one. And I've been told that so many times by guys, it freaks me out. I'm like, what makes you think I'm the one? How do you don't even know me. I haven't even told you anything about me. Like this guy, the ENFJ, all this stuff he's told me, I haven't told him really anything about me yet. I haven't had a chance. He talks so damn much. And two, I'd rather wait until I'm face to face to tell some stuff, but at this point I really don't want to meet him face to face. He's an emotional draining vampire. So probably will not work out. I'm probably going to friend zone him whether he likes it or not. And yeah, still be single to the detriment of everybody who doesn't like that I'm single and points it out all the time, but it is what it is. So just not a lot of success in dating apps and dating world, and trying to meet guys. It's tough. So that's it. Sorry, my hair. But at least it's not as curly and wild as it's been. It's a little bit straighter. A little bit. So anyway, thank you for watching and listening to me talk about my relationships. And hopefully yours is less complicated. But it does suck when you are in your 40s because, and even the guys in their 30s just really have a lot of baggage and they haven't dealt with their baggage. And I'm not talking about baggage from their prior relationships. I'm talking about from childhood. At some point you have to get therapy, or you have to go and talk to somebody that can help you with your issues. And I do want to be a guy's best friend. I do want to listen to his problems and help him and be supportive emotionally and be there for him and all that stuff. But at the same time, you can't just rely on me for all that. You've got to work on yourself. I worked on myself like a lot after I aged out of the foster care system. I tried so many times to do it spiritually and go to spiritual things. I've tried going to counseling. I've tried going to mentorship. I've tried different things, and different things worked and different things did not work. And that's just it. So you just gotta find what works for you. But I will say this, I think it's really important to spend time alone, either going for a walk or doing something outside in nature by yourself, so that you can have time to be introspective and center yourself, because that will also help you to grow as a human being and to get over your issues. Because if all you do is talk to another person about your issues, you're temporarily relieving your anxiety, but guess what's going to be back? The anxiety. So you're just throwing a band-aid on something that really needs for you to rip the band-aid off and start dealing with it. And so that's it. All right, thanks for watching and have a great day. This is my last video. No more videos for today anyway. Thank you.